Hello and welcome back to the Making Fire podcast. This is a podcast where two lifelong besties talk about their favorite TV show for a long time. Wait. Okay, I did. Okay, here's the thing.
God, I just got dizzy.
I haven't done this in a long time, okay? Hey, welcome back to the Making Fire podcast, a show where... Nope. A podcast where two longtime besties talk about their favorite TV... Oh my god. Hello and welcome back to the Making Fire podcast, a podcast where two longtime besties talk about their favorite TV show, Survivor. Now this sounds like a true crime podcast. Anyways, before we get into the penultimate episode of Survivor China, Riley, how are you? I haven't talked to you in weeks.
Okay, penultimate. That's a really good word. Like, that'd be a really good vocab word to, like, remember.
You know what? That one has stuck with me.
Always. I will never forget the word penultimate.
No.
We haven't talked, except for the 2 hours that we were just talking before we started recording this podcast.
It's been an hour 42.
Okay. Sorry, I rounded up. I've done so good, Maddie. Thank you for asking. Thank you for just asking. That was the last thing that you said to me, was asking how I was. I'm doing so well. I just went on a 2-week trip to California, which is why Maddie and I haven't chit-chatted in a while. And it was so good. Feeling very tan, feeling very happy. It was a really great time. Visited some friends. It was amazing. But one of the things we did while we were there, and let me know if you've indulged, have you heard of the 2018 movie The Meg, or subsequently the 2023 movie The Meg 2?
I have heard of it, not watched.
You need to indulge yourself, because what a crazy movie.
Is it actually good? I think in my head, I was big into the Sharknado movies, and they kind of gave same vibes to me, and I was like, I don't think I need to do that again.
I've never seen a Sharknado movie.
You need to indulge.
Okay, well, the thing is I'm not big into action shark movies. Like, sharks have never been a special interest of mine. I don't like the ocean. The ocean is scary to me. So that's not something I usually partake in myself. But we were like, let's watch this Meg. The first one, better than the second one.
As they usually are.
And it was so interesting, the plot line. I was like, wait, this is crazy. Okay, quick rundown. I won't spend 10 minutes talking about it, Pinky promise. The shark, it's like, Dwight Schrute is in the first one. He's like this really rich guy, and he's been funding this like aquatic research center, and the center's thing is there's like the bottom layer of the ocean, but actually it's not a solid layer. It's actually like a thick like gas or something that's like frozen. And so you can go under the gas, and because it's like warm ocean, frozen layer, warm ocean. And so then they do it. They go under. This all happens within the first 10 minutes, so it's not like any major spoilers. They go under, and it's like, oh my god, there's a whole other life down here. But it's a part of the ocean that's never been touched by man. It's not affected by like pollution or anything. So what's down there? All the fucking dinosaurs, all the old like ocean creatures that died when. What happened to the dinosaurs? They got guys, we're making about 5 cuts, and we haven't even started talking about the episode. The Making Fire pod is so back, everybody. The Making Fire pod is back.
You know what? Every single cut is me putting off editing this even longer.
So, they get down, the dinosaurs are down. What do they see? The Megalodon. The giant shark.
Oh, but you do know that, wasn't an asteroid or something hit the Earth and then like kind of like killed the dinosaurs and then like sparked other sensations on the Earth. Like I don't know the timeline.
If that's
because it's not actually real. Dinosaurs actually didn't exist.
That's what I'm saying.
If like that's what the world is telling you, but that's not what God said happened. So.
And you know what? Ultimately, that's just the podcast. Like, I'm just watching the podcast. I'm just watching this movie, and that's what I'm just explaining the storyline of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not what
so
you
there's
believe.
No. Obviously, this is a fictitious movie.
Obviously.
The only reason that it's fictitious is because dinosaurs aren't real.
So
They never in the first place. So anyway, it's a crazy movie. It's an action movie. I'm not gonna spoil what happens, but the Meg does end up breaking through the barrier and gets into the main ocean. So the point of the movie is they have to kill the Meg.
okay.
And there's what's his name, Jason Statham or something. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He's like the guy in all the action movies. He's like the star of it, and so he has to like fight the Meg. It's a whole thing. And so then that was kind of like a running joke through our whole trip. Was like, oh, the Meg. We went to San Diego. We were in the beach, and I was like, there. Everybody was playing in the ocean. I did not partake in playing in the ocean. Well, specifically because of the Meg. I was like, you guys need to watch out.
You guys are
and then we were
dumb.
Yeah, and then we went to a pool, and then we weren't playing mermaids in the pool. We were playing the Meg.
What streaming service is the Meg on?
I think we watched it on HBO, maybe.
Ooh.
Or wait, let me see.
Okay,
the Meg 2 is not good. The Meg, where to watch? But it was a silly movie. The first one, I was like, actually, like we were watching, and I was like, wait, I'm kind of like paying attention. It is. It's on Max.
Okay.
Or you can watch it on VIX. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
So that's how I'm doing.
Well, I have a follow-up thing.
Oh sure.
So I actually follow this like oceanographer PhD girl on TikTok, and she said at the bottom of the ocean there's nothing.
Okay.
Now the Meg has me questioning everything.
Girl, you need to watch, because the way that I was like, wait, so true, because we don't know what's at the bottom of the ocean.
She was like, nothing can live down there. Like, and she was saying that because of how like I don't know all the terms, currents and like things shift, like the ocean cycles, and so like water from the bottom, like it all kind of like moves. And so it's not like just static sitting there. And so she's like, there's really nothing down there. Like once you're at the bottom, there's nothing.
And that's like kind of what the movie was saying. It was like everybody thinks there's nothing down there, and because there is nothing down there. Like you get to the point, and it's like there's just like no life.
Yeah.
But that's why like nobody goes down there, because there's nothing down there. And the reason that they haven't like gone past this point is because nobody knows it's down there, because everybody just assumes there's like nothing down there.
Okay.
So it's like, but we know there's something past this point, and that's what they do, is they like lower themselves through the thing, and then it's like this beautiful scene where it's like, oh my god, all this marine life is down here, but some of them are uggos. I'm like, oh my god, like dinosaurs, some of them are gross looking. And then there's like this squid. Spoiler alert for the second movie, there is a giant squid featured in the second movie. And I'm like, okay, the problem, we're at 8 minutes, it's not 10 minutes, it's okay. The problem with the second movie was that there was clearly one plot line and storyline for the first movie. The second movie, we sat down and watched it, and I almost got a little for the second movie. I was like, oh, let me get a little like, let me just feel a little silly and watch a silly movie. It'll be good. But then I was like, I need to lock it in focus. And I'm glad I locked it in focus, because why was there like 5 different plot lines happening? And I was like, oh my god, there was like 5 different villains. I was like, oh my god, what just happened to the Meg? And then we were confused, because again, spoiler alert, obviously, they end up killing the Meg in the first movie.
Whoa,
and we were like,
whoa.
How is there a second one?
Yeah.
Anyway,
wow.
Everybody go watch the Meg.
I'm so glad that's your update.
That's my update. Go watch the Meg.
I will I actually will watch the Meg. I'm actually going to write it down, watch the Meg, because
it was crazy. And then go into the pool and play the Meg.
Okay. Maybe when you come, we can go to a pool and play the Meg, and then see how people around us feel about it.
Sort of react. We were at a public pool playing the Meg. So, Maddie, how are you doing?
I'm so good. I can also imagine you go to a pool by yourself and you start playing the Meg. It's like kids around. Anyways.
I was just playing the Meg, guys. I was just playing the Meg.
I'm doing really good. For my update, I also want to talk about things that you watch. It's like I'm in a big YouTube era at the moment. Specifically right now. I just want to shout out, I love. Okay, one of my favorite YouTube series ever is Jet Lag the Game. Some of our fans will
Didn't they
know.
just finish like a season or something of that?
Well, they just started a season. The first episode
Oh.
came out today on Nebula.
Oh.
And it is so fun. They're playing season 3 of Tag You're It, but You're It is like EUR because it's in Europe. And they like split it up and they're all trying to get to a different place in a different country. And it is so good. I am these people's biggest fans. I love this YouTube channel so much, and these games are so fun, and every time I'm like, I want to play so bad. So that's really fun. I love when a new season is coming out, and it was a joy to watch this morning, or this afternoon, no, evening. What time of day is it? I was eating dinner. Anyways, another thing that's been huge for me is, do you remember Zoella?
Yes.
Okay, Zoe Sugg. I love her. And are you familiar with Vlogmas?
The idea, of course.
Okay, so she used to do Vlogmas, but now
I
she.
grew up in the early 2010s. Like, of course, I'm familiar with
Of course, you're
Vlogmas.
familiar with Vlogmas. Well, Zoe no longer does Vlogmas because it's just like a bit too
Oh.
busy of a time of year for her. Specifically, last year she stopped doing it because she was like gonna have a baby in December, and she's like not doing
They have
Vlogmas.
2 or 1?
Two.
Oh.
Um, and anyways, so now she does Vlogust, where she uploads every day of
Oh.
August, and I am eating this up. I
Oh,
love
that's
her.
so
I have
fun.
loved
That's so
her.
nostalgic.
Yes, I have loved her since the early 2010s, and it's just so much fun. And I'm like, I want to go to Brighton in the UK, and like,
Brighton.
I it looks so cute, and it's
Hmm.
so fun, and I just really love watching her videos. And every day they're like a half hour long. It's like I'm watching a TV show every
Oh,
day.
wow.
And I missed the first like week, and so it was fun to kind of catch up over the weekend. One of the weekends that we haven't been talking.
I know, we haven't talked since the beginning of August, literally all of
I
August.
know. So that is my life right now. I'm just really loving YouTube. I think maybe the last episode you were talking about thinking about getting YouTube Premium. I
Hmm.
have YouTube Premium, and it is the best thing ever. And I'm like really getting my money's worth, I feel, because I'm just like, that's just my main thing I'm watching these days. Until like more shows start coming out. Which more shows are coming out? Survivor's coming out. Only Murders in the Building is coming out again.
I need to clock into Only Murders in the Building.
Oh my
Everybody
god,
is
you would
talking about it.
love it.
Everybody's talking about it right now,
Okay,
but I kind of hate Selena Gomez. Like, she's a bad person.
Why do you hate
No,
Selena?
I'm joking.
I think you would love it, and they're like silly, funny friends doing a podcast, and so I think it's
Is
like,
Meryl Streep a main character now? Or is
she's
she like
she
a...
was a main character last season, and she I think will be this season too.
I might need to clock in, you guys. I love some Meryl.
She's really, really good. I think
Of
you
course
would.
she
I
is.
think you would love the show. Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez being the main trio is incredible. They're so perfect together, and everything about the show is good. Literally everything. So please watch it so we can talk about it. That's my update.
Maybe.
That's how I'm. That's how I'm doing.
Sly.
Yeah. Well, are we ready to get into this episode of Survivor?
It was kind of a juicy episode.
It was a good episode. This has been such
That's how
a good
you-
season.
I was gonna say, like, that's how you know this is a good season of Survivor, because every episode I'm leaving and I'm like, I've been thoroughly entertained through this whole episode. And we're at the final 5. You know how hard that is as you get closer to the finale?
And I feel like every single episode that we've been recording, we're like, oh my god, that episode was so fun to watch. Because it is. So,
It is.
well, we open up at night after voting Eric out. And, which also, it was so weird watching this. I actually had to watch the recap because I was like, I haven't watched Survivor in weeks. Who
No.
even got voted out? Who even is Eric?
That's what I've always said.
That's what I've always said. Denise explains that she played it safe, but she might have made a big mistake by siding against PG and Eric.
Girl, I don't want to hear it anymore. I'm sick and tired of hearing
Quit
it.
playing the victim.
if you're not going to rewrite your story, if you're not going to do something to solve the problem that you're putting yourself in, I don't care. You've had how many opportunities at this point? Spoiler alert for the end of the episode. I left this episode being done with Denise. I was like, girl, I don't care.
Oh my god. Yeah. Pretty quickly, we move on to the reward challenge. And they each have to fire these arrows from an ancient crossbow and hit their... Yes.
What was the question for them to get the arrow? Were you going to get to that? They answered a question, and that determined how many arrows they got.
No, that was.
Or was it just like give? It was just like give the arrows. I missed that part. I was in the middle of cooking lunch when that happened, and I was like,
"It's okay, we'll get there."
Oh, okay,
We'll
okay,
get
okay,
there.
okay, okay.
Please save your questions.
Me when I don't prepare for our podcast at all.
I do think it's really funny that we never I've never seen your notes before. Like, we fully just go into this blind, and that is so funny to
Matt.
me.
Okay, so Maddie's better than me because Maddie takes notes on episodes she doesn't need to take notes for. Like, like not full in depth notes, but she'll like write things down for things that she likes on notes that I don't. I watch the episode. I'm like, I'll remember what I need to remember.
And I love that for you.
The best. Yeah.
Anyways, so like I was saying, they're firing arrows from an ancient crossbow, and they have to hit their name on this wall of targets, and like their names are diagonal, and they have to give their arrows. I think they started with like 5 arrows maybe, and privately they go put them in other people's vases, and then that is how many you will end up with at the end, like how many other people put in your thing, in your vase. Before we get into how many each person got, the reward is flying in a private jet to go to the Great Wall, getting to spend the night there in a great...
Which Great Wall?
The one in China.
Okay,
I was trying to think of a joke. I couldn't think of one.
I just need a clarification.
Thank you. And they get a meal. What an experience. So we move on to... we'll get there. We move on to how many arrows each person got. PG gets only 1 arrow, which is so sad. Todd gets 6. Denise gets 2. Amanda gets 4. That leaves, how many does Courtney get? The answer is 12. So that's crazy.
I'm guessing the assumption is Courtney's not going to be able to do well with, like, she's not going to be.
And then Courtney does the funniest thing ever with this. So Todd on his own scores 5 out of the 6 arrows on his name. And I think Denise ended up getting a couple strays too. I think she might have gotten one for herself, don't really remember. But we move on to Courtney and her 12 arrows. And she does manage to hit pretty much everyone but herself. And really, she ends up deciding if Todd or Denise gets to go on this, or like gets to win, because she is just going back and forth. Todd, Denise, Todd, Denise, 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 Todd, Todd. And ultimately, Denise wins because Courtney kept hitting her name. I don't know how much of it. I think by the end, when you shoot so many arrows, like, I don't think there can be that much skill going into it. So I think she just is genuinely doing it, is how it felt.
Yeah, I don't think there was much, because I don't know, like, would she have picked Denise of the other people left? Like, I don't know if that would have been her goal, but I think
it was like a sweet moment.
Yeah.
And I actually do kind of feel like it was a good move on Courtney's part.
I think it was a good move to get Denise on their side a little bit, especially after Denise ends up only getting 2.
Yeah.
Like, Denise says, well, now she makes a comment about it too. She's like, we can see the ranking, the hierarchy.
Yeah.
Girl, you know that you're the
yeah.
You know you're on the bottom.
Yeah.
And that is what I'll be thinking about for the rest of this episode. Is like, girl, you know, like, they basically just wrote it out for you in giant letters.
And it gets even worse. But we'll get to there. So then Denise gets to pick who she wants to take on this reward. And she picks Courtney and Todd to go, and says specifically not PG, because she didn't want PG to get any stronger. that.
She picks Todd specifically after PG pleaded.
Yeah.
It was giving very Liz, see you eat every day.
Yeah.
PG didn't go that crazy, but like PG was like, please, I'm so
And she's like,
please just pick me.
I picked you to go on that reward, the other good reward, the karate one that was like for Denise.
Made for her, and I understand why Denise didn't pick her, but you have to empathize with PG. PG hasn't ate in a well, not in a while. She has been eating, but like in a while, she hasn't ate. Nobody ever picks her. Like, imagine I don't think she got picked for any reward. I think she just had to win the rewards
Yeah.
from them. I don't think she was ever once picked to go on a reward, which has to be so devastating.
Hard. Ugh.
Yeah.
And I mean, she says this later. She heard Denise say this too, and like that would hurt a lot. But also, then you're like, okay, wow, you think of me so highly. We go back to camp, and PG describes how hard it is not getting picked for the reward, despite picking Denise for the Kung Fu reward, and hearing Denise say that she wasn't going to pick her. Amanda is also feeling really sad about not getting picked, and which I understand as well, but we'll get later to the reasoning on why Amanda was not picked. Then Amanda goes to PG and is like, why don't you like me? It feels like you're always attacking me.
Why are they about to work it out on the remix right now?
I know.
Baby, it is Brat Summer.
Yeah.
It was the perfect timing for this season
So
because they were back in 2007. They were living their Brat Summer, and this is Brat Summer 2.0.
Amanda in her camo bikini with her butt always blurred is so Brat Summer.
So Brat Summer.
I don't think she could be more Brat Summer.
Like, Amanda on this season is it's giving Brat.
Yeah. PG says that she respects Amanda for speaking her mind and is glad that they have a chance to talk and connect. Yes.
Amanda was like, why don't you like me? And I was like, I don't think PG has ever sort of given the vibe that she doesn't like you.
I haven't picked up on that either.
I think maybe I don't think Amanda's necessarily being like, why don't you like me? I think it's more of, I think what she should have been like is like, why don't you ever like want to connect with me?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Like, why is there a disconnect between us having a relationship? I think is more what she was getting at. And I don't think that was coming from PG in a place of malice. I think it was just like PG had other priorities. Like, she had a relationship with James. Todd is clearly running things. She could try to flip Denise. Like, there's other people had more reason for PG to try to get at them.
And from the outside, I mean, like, obviously I'm not on that beach, but Todd and Amanda seem pretty close.
Yes.
And so she doesn't really seem like one of the more likely to flip on him kind of people, or like to go onto her side. So I do kind of see where PG was coming from. But we know from Amanda that pretty much the whole time she's been weary of Todd. But she obviously hasn't been vocalizing that to PG. So I'm like, there's just like not even miscommunication, just like complete lack of communication on this.
That's so Brat coded.
So Brat coded. We get to the reward, and Todd says that Amanda knows she's in a good spot, so she can't be too sad about not getting picked. And he's like, what is she gonna do? Side with PG? Okay. Yeah.
Todd entered his villain arc this episode. This was not okay. No, he's been in his villain arc, but this specifically, you can tell the past couple episodes in like slowly, the power is getting more and more to his head as he's seeing a much more clear path to the end. He only needs to obviously now we're entering the finale. He only needs to get through one more person to get into the final three.
Yeah.
Like, he knows it's basically right there. He can see it for himself. He can see that final three spot. So it's like, why do I have to hide my personality? And I'm like,
and this comes up later, but Denise even talks about this, about how she wants to go to the end with Todd because she's like, no one on the jury likes him. I can beat Todd. And so I think Todd is like, I can just be myself at this point. Like, they all think they can, beat me, but like, I've been running the show this whole time, so what are you talking about? Like, but they don't need to know that. Anyways, we get to the Great Wall of China specifically.
Okay.
And it is beautiful. These shots are just incredible. And the background of their confessionals, stunning.
We
They,
talked about the cinematography being amazing this
oh my
season.
God, imagine if this was in like the
HD.
HD.
Oh my god.
These scenes are so cool. And the setting of where the meal and the beds are. Can you imagine getting to eat and spend a night there?
Like once
These
in
are
a
just
lifetime.
experiences that there's nothing even close to it anymore. And like, it doesn't even feel like they try anymore. No one wants to go to this Americanized, what is it called? The the blank where good things happen.
Oh, the sanctuary.
Sanctuary. No one cares about this sanctuary. I want them to go to cool places. So,
Will you Google let me hey Siri, how long is a flight from Fiji to China? Oh, she didn't answer. 10 hours and 36 minutes. It's only a 10-hour and 36-minute
that
flight.
is a bit far.
Well, for a reward.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just like get in the helicopter.
Can you imagine a 10-hour helicopter? Open door. Jeff's hanging out the side. 10 hours. Okay. So they're eating the meal, but they're not liking the meal. And they're making some interesting comments about the meal.
Definitely.
They're a little bit not loving that they have to cook it, and they're not really sure about what all of the things are, and they're just like not really loving it. Um, which does come up throughout the episode. It was not very fun to watch them complain about
No.
this.
Yeah, especially when it's like, oh, you're experiencing something you'll never be able to experience ever again, and
Yeah.
most people will never get to. Like this isn't just like a little excursion that you can.
Yeah, and as Courtney says she would have preferred later, the pizza, I don't think that really like that would have been a bit weird in the setting. And I think maybe
Yeah.
like you are still getting to eat food and like have a nice meal, so
Yeah.
maybe let's just like
Yeah.
shut up for a few more days.
Shut up and dance with me.
Oh my god, don't you dare look back.
Keep your eyes on me.
I don't know the next.
And then they're holding back.
Shut up and dance with me.
Right, right,
Okay. They're talking more about PG while at the meal. And Courtney says that they had to take Todd over Amanda because she's less likely to stir up trouble at camp. And an angry Todd is a bad Todd.
Like, that's a grown man.
Yeah, he's fine.
And if Todd is a bad Todd, then vote him out.
Exactly.
At this point, you don't need Todd.
No, and okay,
You
I
guys are
don't
two
think
votes away.
okay, but let's think about this. It's Denise and Courtney. I don't think has Courtney made a strategic move not based on like personally just not liking someone the entire game.
I think a good strategic move for her was getting rid of Frosty, but ultimately that was sort of
Yes.
headlined by Todd and Amanda being like, we need to get rid of Frosty. But
Yeah.
I think the decision for her to side with them, I think was a good strategic move.
Yeah.
Um,
But
but like,
imagine if it was Amanda, Courtney, and Denise, because they could have done something there.
yeah. And then you would have gone back to Todd being upset, and it's like, okay.
Yeah. I would have loved to see some Todd and PG one-on-one scenes of an angry Todd.
And angry Todd and PG's just
I'm
like,
sure PG was probably happy that it was not Todd at camp, though.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So back at camp, PG and Amanda are fishing and cooking, and they're really just having a good time together. And PG says that Amanda seems to potentially be open to working with her, which is exciting for her. We go
That has to
back.
be such a good feeling. Like, it's like a feeling of like,
Yes, like finally someone's like being nice, like we're having
finally, but
fun.
you're just like, please God, let it work this time. Because it
Yeah,
really feels like this has been like the feeling for the past like 3 votes.
so true. We then go back to the reward, and this is where things get interesting. Todd brings up what they might do if PG wins immunity again. who goes? Amanda? Denise? Well, it would probably be one of those two because Todd and Courtney are like, we're both so catty, we might as well go to the end together right in front of Denise. And Denise says that she feels a bit scared of Todd because he is not afraid to vote out members of his alliance. And I'm like, well, yeah, obviously that's going to have to happen if PG wins because she's the only one currently not in your little alliance. And like,
Denise, I would argue that you're not really in the alliance either.
You're actually lucky that you won this reward.
Yeah.
You're actually lucky that Courtney had you win this reward. And you're here. Because, yeah. So they make it very obvious in front of Denise that it's not going to be Courtney or Todd to go. Which is crazy.
I'm like, oh.
And she doesn't even seem that mad about it.
Like, is the thing is, I'm like, grow, like, do something.
Yeah.
Like.
These two are really just along for the ride.
Yeah.
And Todd's there leading everything. So, back at camp, the reward people come back and are complaining about the food, which is crazy and obviously really upsets Amanda and PG. And Amanda's upset that Courtney and Todd didn't even try to bring her back any food. And Amanda sees herself getting closer to Denise and PG because Denise is the only one to kind of like sympathize with Amanda over how she's feeling. And then Amanda says that if Todd doesn't win the next immunity challenge, she's considering getting rid of him with her new potential alliance.
Me when I'm a fucking liar.
Okay, we go to the immunity challenge. And this one was, I couldn't tell, I don't think I really liked it. Because it kind of just felt lazy. Like, I don't really want to see revisit challenges, you know? So, it's a couple different portions of this challenge. It's throwing stars, the eating, drum ball bouncing, and a disc puzzle. And then in each round, the person with the lowest score or who comes in last is out. Todd loses on the first round at throwing stars. Denise, once again, cannot eat the balut. And
which is so embarrassing. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Just, like, this is $1 million balut. And she's like, I tried and I threw up. I'm like, girl, no. Just hold your nose.
And PG's like, it's good.
PG's like, I needed the protein, babe.
Yeah. And then Courtney loses at the drum obstacle course. And Amanda wins immunity between her and PG. Which is so exciting for her.
Yeah, yeah.
Back at camp, PG is feeling that she is on the chopping block, but there may be a chance for Amanda to work with her to get someone else out. Todd, we see a little bit of angry Todd, too, because he is being quite rude about how much rice Amanda and PG ate while he was at the reward the day before. Which, like, you are almost done. And you just have the opportunity to eat a bunch of food that was probably, like, really filling and protein full. Like, they
of course,
had to sit there. Protein full, and that's what I've said. So, Amanda is considering getting Todd out with Denise and PG. But then that's where we hear Denise talking about how she's fine with keeping Todd around because he has so many enemies on the jury, she might be able to beat him. Todd says that he is feeling comfortable with things and that PG needs to go, but he would be impressed if the girls band together to get him out at this point.
That's so shady.
He is so shady, but, like, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong, and that's so unfortunate. If I were Amanda and Denise, I think that not if I were Amanda, I think if I was out there and I was in their position, like me, what I would think is that, yes, Todd has enemies, but so does PG. PG might have what's her name? Jacqueline. Jamie. I'll have Jamie and Eric's vote. But it's like everybody else doesn't like PG. Like PG, this whole season has been somebody that people are like, we don't like you. Like Frosty probably wouldn't vote for PG, probably would vote for like a Courtney. James doesn't like PG. John Robert doesn't like PG. Who else
Mm-mm.
is on that jury? I think that's kind of it. But people don't like PG, and I don't think just because she might have two for sure votes, which who knows if that would even like happen. Like to me, I'm like, okay, if it's between Todd and PG, both of them are kind of not well liked, and but I
But
don't know.
every single person on the jury has talked about how either they don't trust Todd or Todd is obviously running things and we need to
Yeah,
figure out how to get him out. Like, everyone has said that.
yeah.
So, out of the two, it's kind of obvious to me
I
who
guess
I
that
would go with.
like PG has a great storyline. Like imagine being the last one surviving,
Yeah.
but I don't think that would. I don't think that storyline would be enough for people to be like, "I'm going to give you the $1,000,000." Like
Mm-mm.
I genuinely think PG has not made people happy.
No. And also, not even from like things that PG has necessarily said to her. Like, think about how Amanda felt earlier
Mm-hmm.
this episode. When, like, why did Amanda feel that way? Like, people really just don't like PG.
No, they
And
don't.
they think PG doesn't like them, too.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Then we get to Tribal. They talk about Denise's decision to take Courtney and Todd to the reward. Courtney again brings up not liking the food of the reward and she would have preferred pizza and beer. This obviously upsets PG again. And then Amanda also talks about her new relationship with PG. They also talk about deciding the best strategy for who do you go to the end with and who you think you can beat. But in the end, PG is voted out. And that's that.
Which is really unfortunate. I think this is a really fun Final Four. I will say that. Um, but it's unfortunate to me that I feel like Amanda and Denise kind of just specifically Denise, gave
Mm-hmm.
their game away. Denise knows she's at the bottom. She knows that people are talking about not bringing her to the end.
Mm-hmm.
She knows all these things, yet she doesn't do anything about it. And at that point, I'm like, if something happens, I don't think I'll feel bad for you
Mm-mm.
because you actively knew these were the risks and you didn't solve the problem.
Yeah.
Todd didn't win this immunity, but neither did PG. So who's to say that PG is going to win the next one? You guys can't just vote PG out at the end.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, but I think it was a bad choice.
And PG seems like it just kind of depends on what the challenge is. She's
Yeah.
really consistent at knowledge.
And infamously, Survivor's last challenge has been an endurance thing.
Yeah.
That has all historically that's what the last challenge has been. Some form of endurance at some capacity. So I don't know. It's a struggle to watch somebody who's clearly this happens a lot in Survivor. I think in recent memory, I think this specifically sticks out because this is like the first season that I watched live when I got back into Survivor a couple of years ago with Ghost Island, with Laurel, Dominic, and Wendell, and how all of the post merge. I remember Laurel again and again being like, we have to get rid of one of them. We have to get rid of either Wendell or either Wendell or Dominic.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a narrative that this person she had the whole post merge. It's like we have to get rid of these two. But she never fell on it. She always sided with them and she never voted them out. And she was like, we're gonna do it. We have to do it. If I want to win, I have to do it. And she never did it. She ends up getting to the final three with both Wendell and Dominic.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert for that season. Skip ahead if you don't want to hear 30 seconds. Ends up being a tie, the only tie in Survivor history between Wendell and Dominic, and Laurel gets no votes and she has to be the tiebreaker. And ultimately, it's like that. I think is the perfect culmination. Is like she doesn't even count. She's the final juror. She doesn't even get the title of finalist because she had to break the tie.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, to me, it's so hard watching those storylines because I'm like, ultimately, you did that to yourself. You played yourself. You knew. Now I'm talking about Laura, but Denise. Denise knew for basically the whole time. She has been talking.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's hard about Amanda too, is they've both been talking about pretty much this whole post-merge that Todd is a threat.
Yeah.
Amanda knows Todd's a threat, but she kind of needs, I think Amanda needs Todd more than Denise needs Todd. Denise has always been outside of Todd's like
Yeah.
working realm. So I think it was possible for Denise to play a game where Todd wasn't present from early on. Amanda always kind of needed Todd around because that was just kind of a number for her.
Mm-hmm.
Denise didn't. And I think Denise could have done something about it, and she just never, I mean, at least this point, she hasn't chosen to. So it's like, is she going to even end up doing it? Like, what's the vibe?
Yeah. You know another crazy thing? If this were a modern Survivor, that would have been the last vote.
Yeah, a next
And
step
it would be
would
fire
be fire
making.
making.
Thank God it's not.
Imagine like Courtney and Todd go up against each other in fire
Okay,
making.
but I was thinking about that. What would like each
The
person
dynamic there be.
Yeah. Like, okay, so let's say Todd wins and gets to pick who he takes. I think he takes Courtney.
For sure.
It makes the other two go to fire. I think if Amanda
Honestly, I would think they all take Courtney. Like, I think Courtney would
goes
be,
no matter
I
what.
think, and that's what I'm saying. And ultimately,
That's
I
so
think this
true.
is something I think this is something I said a lot, like maybe even in the pre-merge. I can't even remember. But the comment I made was that Courtney is somebody that's always going to be in the finale. She's always going to be the person that's picked, no matter what the scenario
That's
is.
so
And that's why you
true.
get. I forget that was somebody's argument. As I think that was John Robert's argument. Maybe that was like,
Yeah.
we need to get Courtney out because she's always going to be the person at the finale. She will never not be the person at the finale.
Who do you think Courtney would pick to be her +1?
Honestly, I would hope she wouldn't, but I do think she probably would have picked Todd.
Todd. Yeah.
And I don't think that in a bad way. Like, I don't think she's stupid. I think that is more of an emotional pick where she's like, Todd
Yes.
is the person that I can sort of not stand the least. Does that make sense? The person she can stand the most.
Yeah.
Ultimately, we know that she doesn't really love Todd, but I think it would come down to who she's sort of like mostly friends with.
I want to
And
hear
feel
from present day Courtney.
like,
Just
well,
in general.
I can sort of maybe post something on our Instagram. Oh my god, we didn't talk about.
Okay.
Y'all,
You can talk about this.
well, so for those who don't know, I have brought it up a little bit that Rob has a podcast, our peer, sort of maybe our equal, I would say.
I would definitely say that.
Our equal, sort of in the reality TV podcast realm, is currently doing a well, it's sort of wrapping up at this point, but for the past couple of weeks they've been doing a wish list prepping for Survivor 50. And so Mike Bloom, who's a journalist for I think for Entertainment Weekly, he went through and did a podcast every day for basically 5 weeks, where he he talked about the cast of every Survivor season and picked a couple people that could potentially be on Survivor 50. And then it went to like a fan vote. So then the fans picked from the people that were picked at the initial list, and then they brought the list down to 50 people. And so there was this long list of it was like 4 people per season. So 4 times 46 is like 140. I have no idea. 130 people. So then you had to like slim it down to like 50 people. Well, who was on it other than Tiffany Seeley? Is Seeley her last name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tiff.
Tiff. Tiff, that's how we know her, obviously. Tiff was on it as one of the Survivor 41 representatives. And
Delegates.
we are Tiff Dans in this house. I think this is something we've talked about a couple times on this podcast.
She's come up a lot, especially in the beginning.
Yes. Tiff was somebody when Maddie and I season 41 was the first season Maddie and I watched together live, and so very, very deep memories with that. Crazy time in our lives. And we just stuck to Tiffany like glue. Like, we were obsessed with her.
Mm-hmm.
And we even I remember because she ends up being the first, she wasn't the merge boot, but she's the first member of the jury that season.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the merge, I remember us having a very in-depth conversation about how I don't think it was delusional, because I think that the edit was there, that Tiff could have been somebody that made it to the end and won the season. Yeah. I remember us talking about it and we were like, Tiff is gonna win, blah blah blah. And then she ends up be the first juror. But we are so obsessed with her. And Maddie, was it for the finale?
No, I made them early because I wanted to be able to wear them while she was on. But then she got booted. And
Mm.
then, so they were supposed to be for Christmas, and then I ended up giving them to everyone early because I was like, oh, it'd be fun to wear them throughout the season. She gets booted while I was waiting for the socks to come in.
Specifically everybody being Maddie, myself, and our friend and longtime fan of the pod, Anna Banana.
Yes, future Doctor Banana.
Future, yes. So, she's currently in New Zealand, so this video will be playing in reverse, so she might not understand this. But just know, Anna, that when she comes back,
Wait? Can you wait? Can you just like try and say a few words backwards to like get
yeah,
the message to her?
um, Nanaba, Na, Ew. Wait, oh wait, no, okay, wait. Ananab. Wait, Anan, Anaba, Na, Val, Ew. Okay, so that was supposed to be "We Love Anna Banana" was what it was sort of supposed to be. So we'll in post, we'll see if that sort of clears. We'll see if that clears. In post, we'll see in post.
No, check our social media for that clip.
Yes, of course. So Anna Banana is in New Zealand. But when she gets back to the States, she'll watch this, of course, and she'll see that what we're saying. But we were so the three of us got these pairs of socks, and it says, I'll pull up the picture. There's a picture of Tiffany's promo on it. And because Tiffany's thing that season was that she was a hashtag pre-Viver. Because didn't she work in the medical field?
No, she had breast cancer.
Right.
And so she already was a survivor before going on the show.
You keep talking. I'm gonna find this picture.
Okay, so our bright yellow socks for the Yasa yellow.
Yes.
And they also say, I think, Team Tiff at the top. So I gave these to Riley and Anna and myself in like November, because also for most of our listeners, you all know that I am the worst about presents, and that immediately once I get them in the mail, I have to give them to you immediately, because I love giving gifts. Anyways, so I give them these socks, and then Riley was like, we have to take a picture and tag Tiffany in it. And
here's the picture, everybody.
There's the picture. Oh, we're so cute. Oh
me with my my rust-colored hair.
Anyways, and Riley posted that on his Instagram story, and then Tiff reposted it.
Should I dye my hair again?
I actually really like your hair color now.
This happens every time I see a picture of me with dyed hair. I'm like, guys, and then it looks bad.
Is your hair black or brown?
It's black.
I think if you had like a chocolate brown,
that's what I tried to do. This is a picture of my mom and I at Disneyland. That is what I tried to do.
I would say like chocolate brown though.
That's what I tried to do, and that's how it ended up. I don't think you're understanding. I went in and I was like, I want my hair to be brown. It kind of looks more brown in this picture. Oh my god, I look like Jeff the Killer.
Can we go to Disneyland together?
Yeah, we should.
Okay. Anyway, so Tiff reposted that years ago when she was on Survivor 41. And then you can continue your story now.
So reposted it. It was really cute. We were really excited. That's when I posted it on I have a private Instagram, my personal Instagram, and I had to unprivate my account to post it so she could see it. She reposted it. It was so fun. We talked in DMs for like back and forth like 2 times. It was great. Well, now Tiff was on the flash forward to 2024. Tiff is on the ballot for this thing.
President.
And yes, and I was like, she had posted on her Instagram, she was like, please vote for me for this ballot. And I was like, we have to show support for our day one. So I went onto the Making Fire Instagram at Making Fire Pod, and I proceeded to post. Let me pull it up. I tagged her And I said, everybody go vote for her. She's our day one. We're obsessed with Miss Tiffany Seeley. And she saw it and she reposted it on her story.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't screenshot her repost. I should have done that. Did you
Yeah.
happen? Did you?
No, I didn't.
Well, she did in fact repost it, y'all.
I think
so.
because she mentioned us, you might be able to see it.
This is the post for those wondering. I have the original date of when we took that picture. It was November 13th, 2021.
So Merry Christmas. Those were your Christmas presents. It's so funny.
Oh, she didn't like... Wait, I wonder if
No, she didn't like it. She didn't like it on the story, but she just reposted it.
Me about to expose all my IRL friends' Instagram pages. We're about to show them thinking that it was her. I wonder, yeah, I think it DMs maybe. Let's see. Tiffany, thank you so much. Oh, no, it's unavailable. But I will sit here. I'll show the DM. So that was August 12th. And then on August 12th, a couple hours later, she said, love this. Thank you so much for the shout out and support.
I love it.
Oh, you can't see it at all. Anyway, this is her. Can you see maybe on top,
Yeah,
maybe?
I can see it.
Okay. Tiffany Seeley.
Blue check
So
mark.
we are big. Oh, she does look a little sunburnt in this picture on her story.
She has been in Mexico. But she also doesn't repost a bunch of stuff.
Girl, she's giving Brat Summer in this picture.
No, she is. She is aging
Guys,
reverse.
We need Tiffany on. Like, she's in such great shape. I think she's in better shape now than when she was on Survivor.
I bet she would be able to jump this time.
It was the balance beam.
Balance and jumping.
Oh, and jumping, yeah. But she wasn't in bad shape on Survivor.
No, she wasn't.
But I think she's in better shape now, and we are obsessed with her.
I love her. Yes. So, huge update. Hopefully, we are planning on upgrading how we do our podcast stuff, and so we are hoping that once we get that sorted out, we can have Miss Tiffany. We can extend the offer to Miss Tiffany Seeley, to join, our podcast, because now we have like an in, you know.
Of course, and she'll obviously say yes.
And she'll recognize us.
Yes, she'll say, oh yeah, you're the weird ones that have pictures of me on socks.
On socks.
And we'll go, yes, of course.
Yes, we are. Anyways, that was huge for that was a big Making Fire podcast milestone.
I think we gained like 1,000 followers from that.
Yeah.
Let's see how many followers we're at. We are at 35. So, working our way up, y'all. Everybody follow us on Instagram. I don't think we got any followers from that, actually.
No, we didn't. We actually got a couple that day, but I think it was from you posting on your story.
We always get a couple from me when I post my story, and I'm like, everybody's just obsessed with me. It's because I threatened my Instagram followers. I said, watch my podcast or else. Well, yeah, that's kind of the
that's
vibe.
Our huge update. So anyways, thank you for watching this episode of Survivor China, in this episode of the Making Fire
penultimate
podcast.
episode.
I know. We only have. Okay, so scheduling. We have the finale next week, and then after that, we have the reunion / final thoughts, and then that takes us into Survivor 47, the cast assessment. So we have an exciting. We're now in the exciting times.
Ah!
I know. And Riley is coming to visit me a month from today. It'll be so fun.
Guys, I'm a worldwide woman. WWW. That's me right now, traveling around the world.
So true. So, anyways, be sure to, hit the little notification bell for all our exciting episodes coming up. And smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button.
Next month, we're going to be doing Vlogtember, everybody.
Okay, wait. Why was I was leaving work the other day and I was thinking, if we were to do vlogs, what we call it, Making Fire Vlog. And then, like, number 1.
We'll work it out.
Anyways, we'll see you next week.
Are you
going to follow us on
social?
Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Making Fire Pod. Oh, wait, can you give a message to Anna just one more time?
Wait, what should I say to her?
Love you, miss you, Anna.
Okay, wait. Love you, miss you, Anna. Wait, Anna is the same backwards as it is forwards, I think. Anna.
I think it is.
Okay. Anna.
Confidence.
No, I'm dizzy. I'm dizzy. That was too much. That was too much. That was too much. Okay, wait. Let me lock in. Let me lock in. Okay. Love you, miss you. Love you, miss you, Anna. Anna. Oui. Sim. You. Will. Love you, miss you, Anna.
Can you say Anna backwards just one more time?
Now.
Oh my god. Okay. Thank you for watching. See you next week.
I can't wait to see how this turns out.
Bye. Thank you.